Hey, I'm Kasia Golan. This is Fashion-Tech 101, YouTube series where I'm talking about new technologies in the fashion industry. In this episode, I'll be talking about social media and how influencers are changing the fashion industry. If you are interested in fashion tech, go ahead and subscribe to my channel because I'm posting videos every week. You can also follow me on social media, and if you have any questions, just write it in the comment section below. In this video, I'll be talking about social media and fashion influencers. Social media is not as hype topic as, for example, artificial intelligence is, but the truth is that it is something that is changing our industry constantly since at least 10 years. If you're creating your own fashion startup and you know nothing about social media, you should probably change that, because without social media, that would be very hard for you to grow your business. Social media is connected to influencers and creators' age that we are living in. But influencer itself is not something new. Actually, Giorgio Armani was the first person who was using influencers years ago on red carpet. But we cannot decline that social media and internet itself made influencers industry very massive one. Actually, right now, when you have an iPhone or other smartphone, you can actually become a creator just like I am. So in the age when everybody can be an influencer and can influence millions of people and can be known worldwide, industries like fashion are becoming a little bit more democratic. I'm saying a little bit because social media, as every other industry, is becoming more and more analytical and more competitive one. So if you want to be strong on social media and if you want to build your brand wisely with these tools, you have to work very hard on your marketing part of your business. It's not like social media and internet are changing only fashion industry. Actually, if you are doing anything in any other industry, you are probably using the internet as a tool to grow your business. So in every industry, you will need people who will be able to create software, who will be creating content for your website, for social media, and who will be thinking in an analytical way of how to grow the business on the internet. So when it comes to social media, we can talk about the rise of social media after 2005, after YouTube and Facebook were created, and after first online influencers appeared. So in 2009, Dolce & Gabbana invited fashion influencers to their fashion show, and I think this is the year that we can speak as the year of rising social media in fashion industry. Obviously, internet and social media influenced every aspect of fashion business, but in my opinion, the most important aspects of this industry that have been changed by social media are fashion press, fashion marketing, and retail. So in 1988, when Anna Wintour became an editor-in-chief of Vogue magazine, Condé Nast was selling 1.2 million copy of this fashion magazine. And it was before internet era and before social media and before Poland and Ukraine and other countries in Central and Eastern Europe have a free market and capitalism. So now, 30 years later, Vogue magazine is as popular as it was at that time, and we have this capitalism, and it should be available everywhere in the world, and it should be much more popular than it is. If we had like this 1.2 million copy 30 years ago and 1.2 copy right now with such a popular magazine, such a big brand, then what is happening with other brands? But Vogue magazine is indeed the most influential magazine online, and it's rising on social media, and their reach on the internet is rising constantly every year. And the way they are using social media is changing. In 2013, Facebook was the most popular platform for Vogue, and it was given 44% of their social media reach. At the same time, Instagram was very tiny. It was only about 6% followers on the internet. In 2016, Twitter was the most popular platform. 32% of online followers were following Vogue on Twitter. Vogue on Facebook was far less popular. It was giving about 24% of followers at that time. And Instagram, which was giving 6% of followers in 2013, in 2016 was giving 28% of social media reach. And 2 years later, Vogue has 13.5 million followers on Twitter and more than 19 million followers on Instagram. So comparing 1.2 million copies of Vogue sold every month and 19 million followers on Instagram, we can see that online reach is far more bigger. And we can see what's happening in Condé Nast right now. They are closing their paper titles like Teen Vogue. We are hearing that they want to sell part of their magazines and they are very into growing their social media. So obviously content, beautiful photos and great articles are still super important for Vogue magazine, but we can see that they are producing more and more videos, they are experimenting with new formats, and actually they are becoming an analytical company, not just fashion magazine. But social media is not only changing press, it's also changing the way people run their businesses in fashion. Not only small businesses, which can rise with Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, but also big traditional companies like Chanel, Gucci are changing their approach, are changing their strategy, and are more into influencers and people who are using social media constantly. Even luxury brands have to rethink their strategies, have to adjust themselves to millennials, and have to adjust themselves to social media and see social media as not only marketing and branding tool, but also as a selling tool. Actually, Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and Google and every other company is allowing brands to sell their products with their platforms. So social media is not only platform for communicating with people and for communicating brand, but it's also a platform which can be called marketplace. So in my opinion, social media are actually killing e-commerce. Apart from bigger marketplaces that have millions of users, social media are the biggest platform that can sell clothes online. So on the one hand, it's a great news because small brands don't have to have programmers on board all the time. They don't have to run their e-commerces online. But on the other hand, they're competing with other brands on social media, and the internet is becoming more and more crowded place, and they have to spend more and more money on ads. Actually, online e-commerces are not fashion companies anymore. They have to pay for being visible on Facebook, for being visible on Google. They have to be analytical companies and spend millions of dollars on advertising. Obviously, social media is also connected to influencers, as I said, which are changing the way brands are doing marketing, which are changing the way press companies are working, which are changing Vogue magazine, which are bringing these democratic values to our industry. And the other good news here is that it's not only about numbers anymore. Actually, micro-influencers are selling better than this huge account with 1 or 2 million followers online. Micro-influencers have 60% higher engagement than huge accounts, and they are underpriced. So micro-influencers are now becoming the best tool for marketing on social media. So this is a great news for fashion brands who have more and more tools for selling and influencing their clients. Not such a great news for micro-influencers because they don't get paid that well and they are spending a lot of time on building their social media accounts. Actually, most of influencers are broke and they have other jobs in order to pay their daily bills. But they are making a great value for the fashion industry, giving this freshness to this business and this real touch of real people and people who really influence their friends, their families, and friends of their friends. So this is a business that is worth investing in. Today I discussed 3 ways in which social media are changing fashion industry. It's fashion press, retail, and marketing. Obviously, there are other aspects in which these tools called social media are changing our business, but I didn't have time to discuss it now. If you have any questions, please comment in a comment section below. I will answer every relevant question. You can also follow me on social media, and if you like this video, please leave the like because it makes me very, very happy. See you guys in the next episode of Fashion Tech 101.